Welcome into the Jam Happy Hour. I hope you're having a fantastic day so far. We're going to make it even better with some great conversation, some wonderful music, and maybe a little bit of wine along the way, too. Please welcome Eric Dash back to the Jam Happy Hour. It's been since last summer, and I am super
Yeah.
eager to catch up on what you've been up to. Thanks for coming back.
Thank you for having me back.
And on
I
a different
appreciate it.
coast this time.
I know. I am now in Jersey. I am a true Jersey boy. So
Well, you're
hopefully I
from
can.
there, so you're kind of like you're in your home element.
Yeah. I'm just a natural Bruce Springsteen over here. hmm
We'll dive into that.
For
Absolutely.
sure.
Like what brought you back home? What have you been doing since you got back home? Has it affected what you're up to? I know you were always a
It
super
has.
busy guy, and
I'm
I can't
still,
wait.
yeah. Well, I appreciate you having me. This is going to be fun. I love it.
We're looking forward to it too, and it always goes by so quick. So let's just dive in right away. What is the first song you would like to perform here in the Jam Happy Hour, Eric Dash?
Um, I'll just warm up. I have this record coming out called Bystander, and I'll play Bystander first.
I love that. Here's Bystander, Eric Dash in the Jam Happy Hour.
You could be a bystander in a hotel lobby, thinking that the world all around me has gone wrong. You could paint a big picture of what you hoped existence would turn into the instance you came along. Oh Mary, why'd you build these buildings so tall? Your dreams of Hollywood and movie scenes, they may not exist at all. We're living in a time that isn't then, it's something new. So you go and fly off on to Mexico to escape into Tulum. And you scream and you dance and you go insane. And you ask the Lord why he never came. And you're so dizzy that your soul, it saddens. And then someone says, Mary, don't quit before the miracle happens. And then you start again. You could be a fair person with a strong conviction that's mistaken for addiction that doesn't make it true. If the world is so against you and the mindset that it sent you, you gotta change the way you frame it, 'cause that won't do. Oh Mary, why'd you stake your happiness on the moon? What makes you think that when you get there, it won't just be a big balloon? I see you're scared again and your bags are packed to fly. Oh, so you're off to Timbuktu. Yeah, in my heart it hurts for you, 'cause there's no place that you found that you can hide. Yeah, and you scream and you dance and you go insane. And you ask the Lord why he never came. And you're so dizzy that your soul, it saddens. And someone says, Mary, don't quit before the miracle happens. And then you start again. Oh, they pack us in boxes in LA, waiting on the day for more wide-eyed kids to come around. But we never went away. Oh, what's the point in doing this if no one understands? I'm just a simple kind of guy with a guitar in my hand. And you scream and you dance and you go insane. And you ask the Lord why he never came. Oh, and you're so dizzy that your soul is saddened. And if someone says, Mary, don't quit before the miracle happens. And someone says, Mary, don't quit before the miracle happens. And then you start again.
A great way to kick it off here in the Jam Happy Hour with Eric Dash returning, by the way. This is not our first time together. So it's like, I know you're back kind of in your hometown area. It's like sliding back into your favorite spot and seeing a friend across the room and being like, hey, what's been going on? What have you been up to?
Yeah, it's nice. I feel like I'm in the company of friends right now, and that's always a good thing.
Well, cheers to that, by the way.
Cheers. Yeah,
Um,
I need to pour something, don't I?
well, you do that. I'm going to reset for a second. Here in the Jam Happy Hour, we just love to hang out, enjoy music, get to know the artist and the songs a little bit better. And if you want to sip along with some of your favorite butter wines along the way, we're not mad at that either. Please do. Now, when you were with us last summer,
Mhm.
Bystander was a baby song. It was, you were performing it for one of the first times. It's definitely kind of taken on like a couple of layers along the way, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Um, and we had discussed that musically and 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 sonically, you tend to continuously rework something.
Yes, I
Yes or
do.
no? Okay.
Yes, I do.
So, how much has Bystander changed in this year and a half that since we've heard it?
Um, it's changed in a few ways. I'm always trying to push myself from a guitar perspective and learn. And when I do that, I find myself like noodling differently and doing licks differently
Mhm.
ending on different chords that, instead of ending on a major, I'm ending on a minor. And it's like just it keeps like the vibe open
Mhm.
and also I've been singing it differently. I mean, I just find different melodies that I like. I keep the same melody pretty much, but sometimes I don't go up too high, and I just like to chill with my vocal and relax, and it works that way too. Uh, so that's really what it is. It's more just like how I feel in that moment and how I want to perform it in that moment for me.
Yeah. And then over time, it kind of evolves into, I guess what it's going to be because here pretty soon, Bystander is going to be out into the world.
Yeah, it's coming out very, very soon.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, something that's got to be super hard as an artist, and especially one who thinks on the layers that you do, to finally, take the deep breath and say, okay, take it away. Here you go, out into the world. Like, are you
Yeah,
ready to let that one go?
I am absolutely ready to let it go. I tried for years to get it right. So I had too many hands on this record because I
Mm.
was one of the tracking engineers as well, and miking the drums and miking everything up. And there's a bunch of people that were on this record that were great engineers, uh, but I just had a lot like invested in it from a production standpoint, from an engineer standpoint, from a
Right.
writing standpoint, from get playing and
Yeah.
everything that I was doing. It's just when it comes out in a way that you didn't expect it, it's a curveball. So I've been tweaking away because I know what it can be, and I've learned
Mm.
that I just love music of the past so much, and I
Oh,
have to let go of the past. That's really what I have to do because I
don't
always
we
look at.
all?
Yeah, I have to exactly. So it's like, when you love records from the past and you're still listening to 70s records and 80s records and you want everything to sound like this iconic thing. Guess what, people? We don't have that anymore. It's just digital. Digital is here and it's here to stay, and you have to be okay with that. And it's kind of just the nature of the beast today that I've been grappling with. And I am tweaking a few things because I want it to be very pleasant for everybody's ears, and I want it to be special. So, but besides for that, it's ready. The next song that's uploaded is for March 22nd, and that's called "Learn from Last Time," and that's on Bystander. And then it's going to be every 3 weeks from there on.
I like the schedule. I like and for people that maybe don't kind of understand the algorithm of like playlisting and platforms and this, that, and the
Yeah.
other, you really do kind of have to space it out, especially if you don't have this major backing. Like you can
Mhm.
only present so many things at certain times. So you have to literally plot out what you want to get attention. How hard is that to like pick a favorite? Like, okay, bystander goes first, and then, and then this, because I know you rethink things. Like, how
You
hard is
know,
it to stay with that schedule?
I used to think it was really hard. It's like, what do I do? What is the single? And then I realized they're all singles and none of them are singles. So like,
Ooh, okay.
because of the way that they have structured this for Spotify, they
Mhm.
will only promote your song if if you have two songs set up for release. You can only promote like in 1 month. You can only promote one.
Mhm.
It's just
Like pick your favorite child.
exactly. So, like, if you put out a record, you can promote 2, I think, if it's an album, but you can't promote more than 2, and everything else just kind of falls by the wayside. If you're not a big artist, like, you the whole record that you just worked on for forever, it's screwed.
Yeah.
You just fucked yourself, right now. Sorry
Yeah.
for yeah,
You're
exactly.
fine. You're fine.
So
You should teach a master class, honestly, in this. Like you've gone down so many wormholes as far as, being an independent artist or, doing a lot of these things yourself that it's like when you spend time going through the Spotify's or, the rules of this and the rules of that, like you have a lot of knowledge. And I know a lot of artists would probably really love to hear your take on it. Do you ever think about like kind of mentoring or like putting all of this that's in your brain out into the world for other people to kind of like, you know, learn from?
Yeah, I've thought about it. Honestly, the things that I want to talk to people about, like I just did a post on TikTok about like audio quality
Mm-hmm.
and talking about like compression, and mastering. And so I figured out like I want to go to TikTok and just like break it up to little pieces. So like you can't explain everything in one little go, but like, by the way, there's going to be a lot of engineers that would disagree with me, and I would point at them and I would say, I don't give a shit what you say. I'm
Yeah,
telling you
yeah.
this is what it is. You know what I mean? And they would say that, "Hosh posh," and I'd say, "Fuck off," And
Well,
it's
it's
really
everybody's ears are different for sure, but you're not wrong. I mean,
no, yeah.
compression makes a massive difference
Well,
between my microphone, your microphone, the guitar, the drums. Like everything has a certain gate and an openness to it that completely drives the sound. Like
it
you should
does.
be talking about that
It
more.
does. It's like think about AirPods. This is what I was talking about
Yeah.
before. AirPods, these little things so close to your ear,
Okay.
right? And
Yeah.
and if music is like not compressed, then all of the different pieces can pop out at you. So it's
Hmm.
kind of dangerous to listen to that really loud, really close to your ear.
Oh, right.
And it
Yeah.
doesn't, yeah, and also it sits back in volume. So what they do is they compress it and they put it all together so that way it doesn't pop at your ear the same way. And then it's pleasant when it's a really close proximity to your eardrum. But like in terms of other applications, which people aren't listening the same way anymore, like in their car and such,
Yeah. Like, yeah. In the
yeah,
car or like on a
it
big
doesn't sound
system
as
in the
good.
house.
It doesn't sound as
Yeah.
good. Not even close. Go listen to a remastered version of a record you love, and they killed it. They fucking killed it.
You and I can nerd out on sound, quality for a long time. I definitely have a soft spot for um, an analog versus a vinyl versus a digital versus all the things because they all have very different
They
characteristics.
do.
It's like having like triplets. They can all look the same, but they're all going to be very very different.
By the way, it's all good. Even the
It
digital
is all
stuff is
good.
good. All the digital stuff is cool too. It's just
Well
like
said.
it's
Cheers to
just
that.
all like picking and choosing. That's right. Cheers.
You
That's right.
enjoying that butter cab, my friend?
I do like the butter wine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a fan of the butter wine.
Sames. And I love that it brings us together. So if you guys are enjoying the Jam Happy Hour and you're enjoying Eric's music, at Eric Dash on socials, but most importantly
At
on
Eric Dash
platforms.
Music.
Eric
At
Dash
Eric Dash
Music.
Music.
There's a very cute picture. I mean, you look fine, but there's a really cute puppy on there too. So it's hard not to love that photo that's up there. So you'll see it as soon as you
That's
go there.
Lola. That's Lola.
I want to talk about Lola later. A different Lola. But it feels like a good time to jump in on another song.
Yeah, I just feeling the itch, right?
I see it. I see it. And I am very much ready to hear it. What would you like to play for us next here in the Jam Happy Hour?
Since I already mentioned Learn from Last Time's coming next, I'll play Learn from Last Time.
Well, can't we all learn from last time? Here's Eric Dash in the Jam Happy Hour.
You say chivalry ain't dead. Oh, oh, I beg to differ. An illusion in your head. It's meant to get you through the night. Oh, if I'm a betting man, I'm proud to be the loser. Oh, 'cause I won't make you feel like you are lost and I'm the light. You want someone to rip you down. I don't know why you want someone to treat you bad. I'm not that guy you want. Someone to keep you up at 4 a.m. He won't be home till God knows when. And why won't you? Why won't you learn from last time? Yeah, escape is what you want. Some loving arms for just a moment. So I will sway you back and forth. I'll touch your hands and kiss your skin. Yeah, we drive right through the night. Oh, just to spend some more time. And arousal bittersweet. 'Cause now my heart is caving in. You want someone to rip you down. I don't know why you want someone to treat you bad. I'm not that guy you want. Someone to keep you up at 4 a.m. You won't be home till God knows when. And why won't you? Oh yeah. Why won't you learn? Oh, yeah. It's to yourself, is that why you go to church so much? To rid your soul of what you do. What makes you think a little prayer will be enough? Change has to come from inside of you. You want someone, yeah, to rip you down. I don't know why you want someone to treat you bad. I'm not that guy you want. Someone to keep you up at 4 a.m. You won't be home till God knows when. And why won't you? Oh yeah. Why won't you learn from last time?
If we all could learn from last time, oh, we would save ourselves a ton of trouble, wouldn't we?
I know. And I
I know
never
last
learned.
time we discussed you're a big believer in the stories of songs, but also letting the stories kind of become what they are once they leave your hands. But like a story like a song like that, obviously you got to write that from a place of like your own personal whatever it was.
I pretty much write everything for my own personal whatever.
There you go. How hard is that to do? I mean, to really kind of be that vulnerable behind the veil of a song, but still being, extremely vulnerable. Is that tough to do? Have you gotten more comfortable with it, or is it always something you're like, is that too much? Is it too personal? Or are you going straight for the authenticity and connection?
It's a good question. I um I never think about it. I
That's brave.
Yeah, I guess that first off, my personality is I just jump usually.
Mm,
I don't really, I don't mitigate risk in the same way other people do. I've always been more entrepreneurial. Like, I don't worry about what other people say is, what other people think.
Hmm.
And if I believe in something, I'm okay with it. So and that really kind of seeps into writing for me. So like when I write a line, if I don't feel like it's good enough, I'm just going to keep on pushing it. But that's the only feeling that I'll have. It's not like a thing of excuse me. It's not a thing of like, yeah, of like, oh, I'm being too vulnerable. I've written so many types of songs. I've written a rap. I where like I was like very little Dicky. I've written all these different things that, and I put it came out. It was like "Be Like Dua," and it was a funny song because I just wanted to do something different, and everybody came into my studio asking to be like Dua Lipa, and people like always have references, and I was just
Hmm.
blown away by everybody saying I just want to be like Dua. So that was the song, and it's like this stupid thing, but I did it anyways because it was fun,
Yeah.
and that's what this is
Which
supposed
is
to
like
be.
dua, because is that what they were going for? Like this light, kind of dancey, vibey thing,
They
or
were, but my song was very much like Chili Peppers meets Ed Sheeran meets like Skee-Lo. It's like-
I want to go to
it-
that party.
yeah, exactly. It was a fun song, but it's just I have gone past cringe without regard, right?
Okay.
And I see the line now because I've done it, and I'm like, I don't want to pass that line, but I already. It's like the experience. It's like I never cared whatsoever about it before. I still don't care. I'm very more aware of where the cringe line actually sits.
How do you teach that? The I don't care, like the I'm here to just do it.
I don't know how to teach that one.
You can make a
Just
lot of money, my friend.
I don't know. Honestly, what I care about is uh doing something that's truthful to me.
Mm.
That's what I care about. Which is, by the way, that's called a integrity. And this is the wrong
A
business for
lost
that.
art. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah. Welcome to the music industry, sir. I mean, what are you thinking there? Actually, no, it's a good thing. I mean, at the end of the day, there are good people in this
Oh yeah,
industry,
totally.
and I mean, especially on the artist side, but even on the creative and in the label relations and radio and records and all that stuff. It's just like yeah, sometimes there's this really great Hunter S. Thompson quote just about like the depth and awfulness of what it is that we choose to do with our lives, and yet we're still here for it. And I'll dig
We
it up
are.
during your next song because it's an amazing quote. But it's true. Like once it's in your system, you kind of can't shake it. And even though life can throw things at you from time to time, that maybe kind of change up your timeline or change up, where you are and what you're doing, whether you go from West Coast to East Coast and this, that, and the other. It's like as long as you have that music and you have that integrity to what it is that you make and create for yourself and for others, I think you're doing the right thing.
Yeah. I think that um you gotta have your integrity, you gotta have fun.
Mm.
You gotta help people, you gotta help yourself.
Hmm.
And that's kind of just I guess what I'm learning right now in my life right now. What I'm learning is like a healthy balance. I'm learning how to balance, which I never did
Mm.
that before. I always like focused on this is what Eric wants to do right now. This is what I want to do. And it's right now a lot of what do I need to do and what do I want to do and how do I do both and how do I compartmentalize.
Oh, that's an ongoing struggle, I think, not just in music, but in life in general,
Yeah,
between
I
the
made
needs
it.
and the wants. It's brutal, but balance does come. And even for those of us who can't yoga to save our lives, you can find a way to make it happen. I know you're big into, fitness and taking, care of your body, but like mentally, um, obviously music is a big muscle that you use to kind of deal with day to day life. And especially now that you're coming home at the end of the day and you're still having this place to create, and with it, bystander coming out and everything, kind of falling into place right now. Are you going to be? You're always working on 20 things. I've already answered my own question, but like once bystander comes out, do you already have all these other things lined up to keep you creative? Because it's something that you need to do
Um, yes, I do. I've been writing a new album, uh, and
before
I
this one
haven't.
comes out.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't wanted to rush it. I didn't want to rush
Mm,
it. I mean, there's a little bit of a mental block when you're writing and something else isn't out and released yet. So like there's
mhm.
that like push and pull that I've been having a little bit of trouble with. But I've been
Sure.
doing making some fun licks that I really love.
Mhm.
And so I've been writing, and then I did this whole other side project, which is a pop project called Lola, which we can talk about.
Yeah.
But
Not the dog.
th- no, not the dog, but it's an homage. It's not an homage. It's on, in her honor. That's obviously. It's
Oh, I
like
love that.
that's why it's called Lola. She was my little girl. Um,
You guys have got to go. There's a bunch of pictures of Lola on
yeah,
Instagram at Eric Dash Music, and just absolutely precious, precious, precious.
I will be posting pictures of her forever.
Good, good. Please
Yeah.
do.
But yeah, I mean, there's that. So honestly, it's right now what I'm focused on is getting these records out. I've been writing some songs that I'm so happy with, and they're great. I'm so pumped, and I'm trying to figure out what to do for my next record because, frankly, I'm always this producer part of myself, and I can't turn that off of it for me. But I need to
Mm.
find. I want to find someone that I trust to do it with me. I want to find a place. It
Ooh.
doesn't have to be like the best studio in the world. It just has to be something that it can be in a house. I don't care. It can be whatever, but I want to
It
do
can
it.
be anywhere these days, though.
It
You
can be
do respect the
anywhere.
room, though. I do
You
remember that
do.
about you. Yeah.
Honestly, this room that I'm in right now, I think it sounds great actually.
Yeah.
But I just want to have a console. I want to do it the way that the guys that I love do it, and I want to and I next record I will not compromise. I will not compromise whatsoever. I will not listen when people say it needs to be a certain way. I'm going to do it my way
Ooh.
fully. But I need to have everything
That's a
planned
muscle.
out. I need to have everything planned out before I do it. So that way it's not hell trying to figure out how to do the next step. Saying, okay, well, we got here. Now what? You know?
Eric, you and I are brother and sister now. And I can tell you, you can have everything planned out from here to eternity.
Yeah,
You're going to change it.
probably.
You're going to
Yeah,
change it
probably.
midstream. But I love that you are willing to be like, okay, I want to find the right producer and I want to hand it over and I want to be the artist and I want to have my
I
plan.
do.
That is like, falling in love and trusting someone not to break your heart. That is a big, big ask of yourself. And the fact that you're open to that, that is a huge step.
Yeah, well, listen, you look at all these records that I love that people are putting out, like Lainey Wilson's record that she put
Oh,
out. And it's
amazing.
unreal. Bell Bottom Country's unreal.
Hmm.
And look at what Zach Bryan did with Eddie Spear and and no matter
And
who
now
it
it's
like
crossing over. It's crazy.
exactly. It's so good. So there are some of these producers out there that are just so fantastic. It's like, why not trust them? And
Hmm.
why not work with other people? And I would love to do that. So I plan on it. I just have to
Awesome.
find someone that believes in me too, because it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. They have to trust me as an artist.
Well, I think your musicality speaks for itself. And obviously, your devotion to your songs and to your craft and to your projects and
Oh,
also other
thank you.
projects too. I think that's something that kind of walks in the room before you.
I appreciate it. I like to lead with my heart, lead with my heart, and leave with my brain.
Well, there's a trick you can teach all of us here in the Jam Happy Hour. If you're coming in a little bit late, Eric Dash is back with us. We got to do an hour together last summer. So it's fun to catch up and see what's different and how the songs have evolved, how the projects have evolved, what's coming up next. It feels like a great time to jump in on our third song here in the Jam Happy Hour as Eric's hands can't help himself. He's got to get in there, and I love it. What would you like to play for us next?
I'm gonna do something like Olivia by John Mayer. I've
Beautiful.
played it before, but you know what?
It's so good.
It's a great song, and I was jamming on it yesterday, and I was like, "This is cool," and I forgot that I played it before. But
Okay, so last time you said you were going to switch something up. So I'm going to see if you actually switch it up. I'll be listening.
on
How's
this
that sound?
song, on this particular song, or in
A little bit of
just in
something.
general for like all of the songs.
A little bit of something. I'm gonna be listening.
Oh, I already have I have a couple songs that I'm gonna play that are different.
Oh,
It'll
okay,
be okay.
sir.
We'll
Well,
be okay.
Eric Dash, take it away. Jam Happy Hour.
Well, Olivia's taken, but a look like hers can be found from time to time. Yeah. Well, Olivia's taken, but a look like hers can be found from time to time. I'm thinking something like Olivia is what I need to find. There's only one man in this world who gets to sleep with her by his side, yeah. There's only one man in this world who gets to sleep with her by his side. I'm thinking something like Olivia could keep me through the night. Oh, now I'm not trying to steal no love away from no one, man. No, I'm not trying to steal no love away from no one, man. But if Olivia herself were at my door, I have to say I'd let her in. Something like Olivia, yeah. Something like Olivia. Something like Olivia. Something like Olivia. I'm thinking something like Olivia is what I need. I'm thinking something like Olivia is what I need. Oh, I'm thinking something like Olivia is what I need to find.
Something like Olivia, a little John Mayer love there here in the Jam Happy Hour with Eric Dash, who has been in the Jam Happy Hour before. If you want to go back and listen to the podcast and hear some more conversations about, I know you're a big John Mayer guy, and aren't we all? But studying him and seeing how he changes things up and how he like the way that he stands and like in concert wise, like he really does put on an amazing show for a guy with a guitar. Is
Yeah.
that still true?
Of what?
Of
Of
like
him
like
putting on a good show?
you still kind of looking to that being like,
Yes
how
and
can I?
no.
Because like when you played the Troubadour, earlier this year,
Yeah.
what kind of show was that? Was that just you?
It was me with a guitar. I mean, I also did a 1975 song. I did Who Did You Think I Was by John Mayer. But I mostly just did my songs. I always
Yeah.
mostly do my songs. I think,
I meant more like in the stage presence kind of way. Like,
yeah, no matter what, I gravitate towards the blues. And I love the blues. I love Stevie Ray, Hendrix, and I mean, so many blues guys. Those are just the big names that are,
hmm
very commercialized at this point. Typical names to say, but I
but
do love
also
them.
still very viable.
Yeah, exactly. And John Mayer to me has figured out a way with his like because I loved Dave Matthews previous of John Mayer,
Mm,
and he found a way to like kind of infuse this beautiful melodic like way of thinking into blues and folk and Americana. And those are my favorite genres, and he just does it so melodically in a pop way. It's so sensible that I just gravitated towards it, and I still do. I think he's just brilliant, so it's hard. It's like when I listen to other people today also, I'm also a stickler for sound. So like I love Casey
Yeah.
Musgraves, I love Golden Hour, like I love
So
those
clean.
songs.
So
And
clean.
but those fit into the same kind of realm. I love Brandy Carlisle, I love Lainey Wilson, I like Hardy, I like, there's so many records. I think that my
Hardy
computer is
heard
like,
that.
yeah, exactly. And the 1975, but these are all they're all like songs that are they're beautiful songwriters, they're beautiful
Mhm.
songs.
Mhm.
And John Mayer also, though, I have a lot of fun playing them. That's the
Well,
biggest thing too.
for
I
the
just have
guitarist in you, that has got to be
yes,
like such a great muscle to flex because I mean, he's an incredible guitarist.
he is.
So the fact that
He's
you
insane.
can, and what I was alluding to, because like last time you talked about adding more layers to your acoustic playing,
Mm,
and you have. It's like you can tell you're continuing to hone that craft. Like you've been playing, you've been writing since you were a child, but it's
mm.
like you're continuing to learn, you're continuing to evolve,
Yeah,
and
you gotta keep pushing the envelope. And it's funny because like some days you're on and some days you're off, and you got to be kind to yourself through this battle too. It's like
grace.
and even the best guys have days where you might see them and it's like, hey, that doesn't sound like them. It's like they're missing notes.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like great. But like then when they're on, it's like, oh, they're on fire.
Yeah.
It's like it's nuts. I went and saw Gary Clark Jr. It was wild. So
Ooh.
I was with my buddy Kenji and we were
Great
watching,
show.
and he's incredible, but like we weren't completely blown away. We were like, "Oh, this is really good. He's really good." But we weren't like, "Oh, this guy's insane," like Gary Clark Jr. But then all of a sudden, he had a moment where he let loose, and we were like, "Holy shit, Gary Clark Jr."
You're like, that's it.
There
That's
he is.
yeah.
There, I was like, "Oh my god, that was insane." And it's all about moments when you're talking about musicality. I mean, that's really
Those
what it really
moments,
is.
yeah.
Yes. Oh my
You
god,
talk
yes.
about blues guitarists and, having those just kind of like you can tell like all the walls kind of fall away moments. I know at Jam Pad at Bottle Rock, we've been lucky enough to have Ron Ortiz II, who is an amazing guitarist. So it has a lot of that blues influence, but
Mhm.
also the walls come down and you can see he's just in his own place. Kingfish, Christian
Oh
Ingram.
my god, he's insane.
Oh, like, where does he go when he performs?
He's so good. He's
You
so
guys can
good.
see all these performances on our YouTube if you want to go check it out. But that was one of those situations where that was the first time I had seen him. And you talk about that moment when you realize you have lost yourself in their music.
Yes,
That's what it's all about.
it really is. And I mean, I just saw him play I guess it was over the summer, at the end of the summer. I don't know when it was, but I went to Crossroads
Oh,
and I
yeah.
saw
Okay.
I saw
How great was
Kingfish.
that?
It was
Oh my
killer.
God. Look at you rolled your eyes. Like, yeah.
It's killer. I was a kid in a candy store. I was
I'm
like
sure
the
you were.
most fun, most amazing day, one of my best
Oh,
days of my life, just watching all these animals get up on stage and do their thing. And then
that's
Clapton, by
it.
the way, still at his age,
Still.
I think he's still the best. I don't know what it is.
Wow.
I don't know what it is. There's
Wow.
something so natural about even the smallest
Cool.
movements that he makes. It was wild. Even with Joe Bonamassa up there, who, by the way,
Jesus, what a lineup.
it was Joe Bonamassa. John Mayer played with the trio, and those were some of my favorites. Bonamassa, Mayer, Kingfish. I loved him.
Hmm.
Um, there's a bunch of people that played that were
He's
really,
a
really
very
great.
quiet guy. It's a very interesting thing, and maybe you see this in a lot of artists, and especially your soulful bluesy guitarists. They're quiet, and then you put that guitar in their hands, and they are a complete different beast.
They are, and well, John Mayer isn't really quiet.
Well, he's not quiet at all, no, but he can be the exception to the rule. He's very comfortable in his own skin, though. At this point, I mean, I met him when he was like just starting out, and he was very withdrawn. I mean, he was. I mean, I'm not gonna get he may have been slightly altered. He just wanted to play his music. Like,
Yeah.
he was very shy. He's definitely come out of his shell in the
Mm.
20 plus years that he's
Yeah.
been, being John Mayer.
Yeah.
Would you consider yourself a shy person?
Um, when I'm on this show with you, no, but there
Yeah.
are many times where I'm very quiet, yes. And it depends. Like, there's a lot of people that know me as being um very outspoken.
Hmm.
Um, and I feel like that's a persona that some people know me as, and some people, like, if I go out and I don't know people and I don't have, I can, it depends. I have to turn it on. Like, I can
Mm.
go out to a crowd, I can go out alone, and I can turn it on and I can meet people. But I can also be so in my own head that I don't
Right.
want to leave the house for a month because I just don't feel like seeing anybody. So it's like it depends on
I
my
respect
mood, I
that.
guess, or like I guess I have my modes. I don't really
You
know what to
put
say.
out your first bit of music 2019, right before
Yeah,
everything
jeez.
hit the fan. I mean,
Yeah,
it
that was
talks
not the
about
best.
yeah, the timing on that was, no fault of your own. Um, Looking back now, 5 years later, you never stopped. You kept working at it. You kept putting out music. You kept working on the projects yourself, other projects. We want to talk about Lola coming up in here a little bit. What has kept you going? As everything seems to change around you, and now it seems like normalcy has come back around. But it's like, what kept you going? Was it just the need to make the music?
Faith,
Faith. Ooh, that's a
faith,
good word.
faith. Faith that I am not beating a dead horse. Faith that my songs mean something and can mean something to other people.
Hmm.
Um, Faith that we did not music isn't too far gone from like a
Mm,
musical pop like perspective. Like it's like faith there is space for
yeah,
other things,
yeah.
and because if I love it, then other people have to love it too. Like I'm not alone. I know that I'm human, so it's like there's so many of us out there, and you can connect with people on in so many facets, and music is the universal language. And I mean, if I like one thing so much, I'm sure there are many people that like that thing, and you have to find a way to connect with them. And the hard part's been like there's a very big difference between writing a good song and then having a good like because you have to have all of it. I'm a
Right.
big believer that like the olden days they used to think that if you have a good song, that's all that matters. Nothing else matters.
Mm,
The song is the king. That would use so there's a producer I used to work with, the guy that did John Mayer's first two records, Jack Joseph Puig. So that's who brought me to LA, and I worked with him for a few years. And he used to say, "Song is king," and um, and I believed him. And now what I believe is kind of,
kind of,
eh,
yeah. I think
kind
that
of.
the landscape has changed a lot,
Yes, it's not the same.
between music delivery versus promotion versus the elusive viral hit versus, having a team push that perfect song versus, you doing all the work yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, a great song is a great song and it will always be a great song. That doesn't mean it's going to be a hit song.
No, especially I mean before you could just like faders up, good song, put it out, people are gonna love it. Period.
Yeah.
But now it's like there's so many things that go into it, and then that they can make or break it, and it's just so many factors. So you have to like really be on it for everything, whether it's like the song, the production, the mix, the social media, just all of the marketing, the advertisements, and everything. It's just like it's like oh shit, you got to do it all,
You do
and
have to, yeah. I mean, yeah, the
and
majority of artists these days are doing it all, much like yourself. It's
yes,
like,
exactly.
it's all the things. It is a full-time job on top of whatever else is happening in your life. So the fact that, you haven't stopped and you haven't been like, this is just too much. I mean, it just kind of goes to show that it's like it's in your cells. It's in, like, you need to do this.
Yeah, absolutely. This is for I just want to be on stage and play my guitar, and I want to go on tour and play festivals, and I never got to play a festival before. I would love to play a festival.
And
That'd be
especially
sick.
now that they're all back.
I know.
So
I know. If anybody's watching this podcast, hint, 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 hint.
bring in a festival.
That's right. Any agents that are tuning in. But yeah,
Feels It feels like the festival mentality is certainly back. And here's what I like about festivals these days: they are blending a lot of genres.
Oh yeah, that of course. Yeah,
And so what used to be a country festival is now a country folk rock festival. What was a pop festival is now a, R&B country festival. It seems like genres are kind of getting shaken up a little bit, which is great
Did
because
you
your
go to
music.
Stagecoach?
I did not go to Stagecoach. I wanted to go to Stagecoach. I was at the iHeart Festival this year, and obviously with Bottle Rock coming up, that's like multi-genre genre as well. And it's just you get turned on to new artists, and you get turned on to new sounds and new things that you wouldn't normally. That this perfect place for you to be,
Yeah.
because with your skill and your like the songs and the guitar and everything, I think people is just something they're going to naturally gravitate to. So yeah, festivals, that's it. Needs to happen.
Working
I want
on
to
it.
talk about your Troubadour show. I want to talk about Lola, but time is quickly flying by.
It is.
And we're 3/4 of the way through our hour, and we're 3 songs in. So what would you like to play for us next?
Oh, I'm gonna do a different song because I'm gonna switch it up because I told you that I would. This is a song called Heavy. It's called Heavy Heart, and it's out right now, and you can check it out.
Heavy Heart, Eric Dash, and the Jam Happy Hour.
My heavy heart, it aches for her. That was long ago, and now I'm scared it won't ache for another. Yeah. I see that time will pass, and it goes so fast. All I know is I want to spend mine in the arms of a lover. So before I break, for goodness sake, give me more than this, someone I can truly miss. I can't imagine how it feels to know, I'm not alone in this life. I can't imagine, no. When you don't see the way she does, that's the fairy tale that I want while we're hiding in cover. It can be so sweet, the taste. Now that she is gone, I am left with all of my mistakes. And I don't know why, so I say to the sky, how are you so sure? You act like you have been here before. How it feels to know, I'm not alone in this life. I can't imagine, no. Ooh, I can't say. Ooh, you don't say. Ooh, I can't say. Ooh, you don't say. Ooh, I can't say. Ooh, you don't say. Ooh, I can't say. Ooh, you don't say.
Another beautiful song with Eric Dash here in the Jam Happy Hour. And again, another song that is just so kind of like open and feelings and coming from that kind of vulnerable place, but leaving it in such a way that it can be interpreted by everybody who hears it to kind of create their own story. Is a beautiful thing. I have a silly question as somebody who does not play guitar and cannot play guitar, and I tried and it was really ugly. Um, is there a name to the noise when you run your fingers up the strings and it kind of makes that really great kind of like a
Just like fret noise, I guess.
is it fret noise?
I
Why do
guess.
I love that noise so much? That,
Yes.
yeah.
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 I think it's
There's
just
some
fret noise.
hearing that in a song and the fact that it's left in, I think is like one of those kind of authentic things that we were talking about before. Like I've just always loved that sound. Silly me.
You really, honestly, there have been times where I've made records and people will be like, "Can you just get rid of that noise
Mm-mm, don't you
between?"
dare ever.
And I'm like, I don't know how to get rid of that. I don't know. Dude.
Guitar stories. A lot of artists, and I think of Lucille off the top of my head, but everybody has
Hmm.
a guitar story. If you jump into your socials, and I invite everybody to do so, they're beautiful. You're doing a great job, by the way.
Thank you.
There are two guitars that are heavily featured. Um, what is the guitar story with that
The
one?
guitar story
Yeah,
with this. Oh,
everybody's.
with this guitar.
Yeah.
Oh wow. You know the song "I'm Yours" by Jason Mraz?
Very well.
It's this guitar. Literally this guitar.
How is that possible?
So I used to work with Jack Joseph Puig,
Okay,
and he brought me to LA, and I was 23,
baby.
um, baby, and so I was working with him, and then my first like jam in LA was uh with Tim Pierce, who's like a legendary session player. He's played on so many
Yeah.
records. And Jamie Mahobrak, who is incredible key player, is like legend, and Tony Royster Jr., who at the time was playing with Jay-Z on drums. And it was quite crazy. Because they're all so talented. And I was just like, oh my God, what the hell am
What
I
is
walking
happening here?
into?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was cool. It was great. But I became, cool with I became close with Jamie and with Tim,
Mhm.
and I worked with them a lot. And I still work with Jamie a bunch. He's played on Bystander, and he also played on Lola. Tim is doing as much with session playing. He's doing like online things, but like teaching, and he's doing incredible with that.
That's so cool.
I sometimes go
You
into
should
his
be doing that.
courses. Maybe, but I sometimes go into his courses because he's a true master, and I'll still school me, and I am I was at his place playing this guitar because he's a session player, and
That guitar.
they had me play this on a song I was doing called 1+1, and it goes like
Hmm.
very John Mayer kind of
Yeah.
tune. I haven't played that in forever, and it never came out. But
But yet you
anyways,
go right to it in your mind, which just
I just
blows me
know it.
away.
I mean, I haven't
Yeah.
played that in so long. It's been maybe 6 years since I played that song.
Wow.
Anyways,
On that
uh,
guitar.
on this guitar, or just in general, but yeah, on this
Mhm.
guitar. So I was playing that song, and Jack was like, "That guitar is like great for your hands. Like you're playing better." And he
Hmm.
goes, "Tim, can he buy that from guitar from you?" Tim was like, "Just as long as he plays it." So it's by Butch Boswell. He's a great guitar maker. So I hit up Butch, and I had Tim made a new guitar and took this one.
At the time, did you know the history behind the guitar?
Yeah, they told me. It's
You were
pretty
like, I have to
awesome.
have this.
It's pretty insane. Yeah.
It
The
loves
fact that
me.
the
I
fact that
love
he
it.
yeah, the fact that he allowed this to occur is craziness, in general. And I remember going to a session after I had the guitar for about a year, and I brought the guitar and he goes, "Let me see the guitar." And he picks up the guitar and he plays it and he's like, and I was like, yeah, it's a really good guitar, man.
You got so many stories to share, Eric, and not just in the songs, but just like your stories are so fantastic that
Oh,
we're super fortunate to get to spend another hour here with you in the Jam Happy Hour, which is quickly coming to a close. I'm going
yeah.
to give you the option. We can continue to talk. Do you want to play another song? I'm putting it into your very capable hands.
Oh, hmm. What do I
Hmm.
want to work? I mean, like, there's a song I haven't played it. It's in a second. I haven't played this in a second, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Let's see if this works out. I know I'm gonna mess up the words and it's okay, but it's okay.
Okay, take it away, Eric.
Don't call it a fight if you know it's a war. With nothing but your t-shirt on. Go lie in your bed because you know that you want to. You want to. Yeah, you got pretty eyes, but you know you're wrong. And don't call it a spade if it isn't a spade. Go lie on the floor if you want. The first bit of advice that you gave that I liked was the too strong, too strong. Yeah, you got get in the shower when it all goes wrong. Oh, you wanna find love, then you know where the city is. Yeah, you wanna find love, then you know where the city is. Yeah, you wanna find love, then you know where the city is. The city is. Yeah, you wanna find love, then you know where the city is. Yeah, counting cards was the best job he ever had. Cleaning up, he got good with his fours and his twos. Community service was the best job he ever had. Cleaning up, he got sick of the floor in his shoes, yeah. You know when she said, it's your birthday, you're feeling alright. The next one's the MD, you're feeling just fine. Your brother just sat there, he said that you felt snide. You hope that the boy will be alright. Oh, you wanna find love, then you know where the city is, yeah. Oh, you wanna find love, then you know where the city is. Yeah, you wanna find love, then you know where the city is. The city is. Yeah, you wanna find love, then you know where the city is. You know when she says it's your birthday, you're feeling alright. The next one's empty, you'll be feeling just fine. Your brother just sat there, he said that you felt snide. You hope that the boy will be alright. Oh yeah, you wanna find love and you know where the city is. You wanna find love and you know where the city is. Yeah, you wanna find love and you know where the city is. The city is. Yeah, you wanna find love and you know where the city is.
And you gave me 1975 too. So good. Eric Dash and the Jam Happy Hour. I've now seen you and Taylor Swift cover that song, so not bad company.
I've heard about that.
Oh, it was good. It was interesting, but I love that version of it. That I love your spirit, and I love your just like the ability to like you jump in with other artists, jump into a cover, be so passionate about your music, like I'm very excited for the Bystander, the whole project to come out. Lola, we've barely touched on. I know that is also forthcoming as well. What is the best way to keep up with you and all the things you've got coming up?
At Eric Dash Music. And then also you can find me at Eric Dash. I'm gonna be changing that handle for the new Lola project because
Follow
that is
both.
that's gonna be it's just a pop project, and I'm doing very 1975 Odessa, like kind of some stuff that's very like Gaga and Nine Inch Nails inspired. There's like just I'm just going straight pop for that record, and it's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of features, by the way. So
Ooh,
bunch of like female singers and male singers that are friends of mine, and I'm singing with them. Some of them are me singing, some of them are them singing, and completely free. So you can follow both, and they're both coming out over the next 6 months and 4 months, 6 months, and yeah, honestly,
Bystander a lot sooner than that.
yeah, it's all coming out, and I'm so excited, and I pray that I can get onto a tour for both. That'd be sick.
That would be amazing. Yeah, put it out in the universe for sure. We love
Yeah.
having you here, and
Thank you so much for having me.
you're just always so fun to talk to and listen to. And we're super excited for everything that you've got coming up. So I say cheers to you, sir.
Cheers to you with my
Uh,
butter wine.
and cheers to all the good stuff coming out. I love how you're always doing a million different things at once, and I'm here for the full whirlwind. So enjoy, you guys. Make sure you follow Eric Dash on all of your platforms, like his songs. Everything matters, and we love that you were here enjoying it with us. So cheers and good night.